And these are for y'all to follow. Okay, and let's see. These are extra copies since everybody's not here right now, but if you haven't been out there, don't. Anyway, that's directions on how to get there.
Okay.
And let's see. Oh, and this is places to visit in town.
Hard on the ponds, are we catch and release or catch and keep?
I'm sorry, what?
The pond, catch and release or catch and fillet?
Oh, catch and do whatever you want to.
Okay.
Just don't throw them on the bank to feed the possums. I've got a freezer and I've got a scoop poodles of plastic bags if you want to clean your fish and keep them. I'll be happy. And if somebody winds up with a turkey, I've got a cooler he can use to take it home in. Okay.
Turkeys are catch and release.
Now about village, official people.
I've catch and release a lot of them.
Are you passing around the coin yet?
You can miss and just call them catch and release.
Yeah.
Did y'all get any history of the town?
Not yet.
Okay, well,
Not yet, but
Washington D.C., as you know, was laid out formally. And Milledgeville is the only other capital in the United States that was designed, laid out to be a capital. The original area was called Sweetwater. Some trapper or hunter found a spring and just thought the water was quite good, so he started referring to it as Sweetwater. Then Milledgeville had a big whoop to do down here, and it was going to be the Sweetwater Festival. And the beer company said no. So Milledgeville conceded it didn't fight it yet. It was Sweetwater before it was Milledgeville. Now I'm going to get a little bit negative about Milledgeville. As I said, it was laid out to be the capital and in 1803. And streets were named for the three signers of the Declaration of Independence from Georgia, Bud Gwinnett, Lyman Hall, and George Walton. Gwinnett Street is no longer. We changed the name. And I sometimes wonder how much knowledge of Milledgeville our Milledgeville people have. It just it irks me because one of the finest people born in Milledgeville was Charles Hurdy. And you've probably never heard of Charles Hurdy. But have you ever used turpentine for anything? Well, thank Charles Hurdy. He's the one who designed the cup that collected the turpentine from the pine.
Hurley cups.
So that the tree did not die. He also is a person who developed paper out of pine pulp and is responsible for the entire pulpwood industry in the South.
Wow.
He was born in Milledgeville. There's a monument to him in front of the courthouse. And when that monument was being dedicated, someone sent Hurdy a congratulatory telegram, and it was returned. Hurdy unknown in Milledgeville.
spell his name. Hurdy?
Hurdy, H-E-R-T-Y.
T-Y, okay.
If you went to the University of Georgia, you know about Hurdy Field.
Other cake fans here. Nobody goes.
Oh my Lord! Keep it out.
Well,
What Tom said.
I guess I did learn about
Hurdy was the first football coach at the university. And I think he won his first game something like 50-0, and the next one lost something like that. But while he was at the university, he changed the shape of the football to what it is today. And I don't know how my dad met him, but my father taught chemistry here. And I can remember as a child, his desk was covered with crosscuts, slabs of pines. And he had notes on every piece about the soil it was in, how much moisture, you know, if it was in a wet bottom or a dry hillside or whatever. And So I don't really know how involved with the research my father was, but I know that he worked a lot with Hurdy. And in the 1930s, he started here at the college, Hurdy Day, the first Saturday in May, and Dad did all of the financing for it. It was the medal was a solid gold piece. It was presented on the first Saturday in May was Hurdy Day, the same as the Kentucky Derby Day. And my sisters and I were always farmed out to relatives because the scientists came from all over the Southeast for this event. And we had, out the house, they had an afternoon tea on Saturday, then a barbecue on the college campus, and then the presentation of the medal. And the scientists spoke about what his achievements were that gave him the medal, earning the medal. When Dad retired, the college just gave it up. And the Southeastern Scientific Chemical Society took it over and moved it to Savannah, which is where Hurdy's labs are. So Milledgeville just gave that up, or the college gave it up. I hadn't got to my first page yet. Y'all are all wildlife people. When Dad moved down here, I guess in Virginia, he was used to fox squirrels. And there were none around here at all. And somehow or another, he got some from Arkansas and released them out at the farm. So we grew up with fox squirrels until some of the hunters decided fox squirrels were better with the little dice mounted in their living room. So we're down to very few fox squirrels out in our neighborhood now. But we did get the wild turkeys out here. One of the guys that hunted on my place for a number of years, I don't know how he got his permit, but he had a permit. He had wild turkeys pinned that he was raising. So he just brought, I think he brought 13 down the first time and released them, and on our place. And then we got the county, the state to bring some, and they released them on my family's land, and John West, who was the wildlife representative for Georgia Power, and on the Nelson property. And Mary Nelson was the wildlife ranger. And of course now we have a turkey season, and I've seen as many as 20 in my yard at a time. Not right now, but at other times. The reason they went to the Nelsons was one of the brothers was a ranger, wildlife ranger. And Mary's reputation was if his mother sneezed at a turkey, he would lock her up. And the funniest thing he ever did was his first year as a ranger. He went up to some of my family land that goes back to the Confederate money that my family had back in the 1860s and bought the land. And the group was about 30 or 40 hunters. And so opening day afternoon, he goes up there and sees the deer hanging, so he starts checking everything. And everybody, yeah, whatever. He starts out and happens to notice 4 deer legs in the back of the truck. And there was no tag on the deer legs. So he kept after me, hounding him. I don't know what all he said to her, but I think it was he was going to pound the truck and ticket everybody. And they finally admitted it was camp meat. And it was in the stew in the building being cooked. So he made them go in and take out every piece of venison out of the stew. And he never had a problem with that group again. But that was Mary, and he's retired now. Oh, let's see.